Forbiden Fruit, Chapter 2, by some chick I'm too lazy to check. Go, Becky Mac 666, who is clearly, yeah. A.N. Vincent, or whatever your name is, thanks for the lane review. You total dick. No one is macking you read this fic. If you don't like it, then leave. Clestel, Zodiac, and Brittany J. Thanks for the advice on my character, but she's not a Mary Sue. She's not perfect. Look, she has anger problems, and she looks the way she does for a reason. I will explain it as the story goes on. Chapter 2. Edward. The anger faded from my sapphire eyes. Whatever, I said sweatily. I didn't mean to yell and deride. Thou art too beautiful for that, he said, and for once I didn't feel like cop-dropping the guy for paying me a compliment. Instead, I just smiled. I'm Edward Cullen, he murmured. Who are thee? Altat me Tiana Lauren. But you can call me Tiana or Nabai Tia, I said, feeling shy at the way he was looking at me. I'd seen that look in so many male eyes, but never quite as intense or sexy! Exclamation point, exclamation point! His eyes burned like hot gold velvet in the midday sun, like phoenix feathers and rainbows. So gold and magical. That reminds me of bygone times, he said, carefully retching out a shaking hand and brushing my cheek. Thy face is like an old painting. That was exceptional, and I don't know how to use that kind of English, because I'm an idiot. You're not so shanky yourself. I couldn't help noticing you have a freaking GF, you ass. I saw you with her in your cafeteria. I notched his hand hard with my long black nails. Thee did notice me then, he purred with a sly grin. I was up against the wall with his face right close to me now. He wanted to sex me, I could tell, and suddenly he was kissing me. I felt like my slim legs would break in half and my heart expanded like a big balloon. I felt his hand sliding softly down my neck and underneath my top. He stroked my breasts for a few minutes, and his man-carrot standing in action and hard as a rock against my legs. They ripped my top and pulled it of me and doped it on the floor. We made out for 10 minutes, and then he tried to take of my bra. But I pushed him away suddenly and thinking, what the Tia, are you just gonna let this total stranger take your cloths off in school where anyone can see you? I never let a guy kiss me or touch me before, and suddenly I was letting this cheating sicko with a frickin' GF grope me just because he was uber hot, with sexoid hair and cold as death. I was acting like a bee-auction slut, and I was suddenly very ashamed of my actions. Bastard! Never touched me again, I gasped. If thou thinkst thou can keep thou hands of me, he answered all smug, and I couldn't believe how he made me feel so angry and so aroused at the same time. At that moment, I've never hated any boy more in my whole life. The worst part of it, he was so freaking hot. I was totally creaming my panties, and he knew it. This was horrible. I felt disgusted with myself and turned to leave. Wait! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, repeat ad nauseum. I need to speak to thee. I know your secret, Tia, he said in a quiet voice, gassing into my eyes. You're one of my kind. Who made thee? Are you part of a coven, or on thou own? What is said sharply, dude, you're insane, and you freaking smell. He didn't really smell, but I didn't know what else to say. Thy is a campfire, Tia! A vampire! But why can't I read thou mind? I thought Bella was the only one, but here thou are! What does this all mean? He punched the wall with his buckly fist and suddenly shouted furious, and his eyes flickered red. I schlepped him hard across the face and tried to leave, but he caught my waist, and as I struggled and tried to hit him again, he caught my hand in midair, and hammed me against the wall where his hand had already made a huge dent in the wall. His face was blunt, right heavy than mine. My knee came up hard against his massive Robin Jiggle stick between his legs, and he dropped over in pain. I broke free and goaded my books and started rubbing away to math. But Edward hadn't finished with me. Tia! No! He screamed after me, tearing his shred off himself in fury and throwing it over my eyes. I lost my sight and was behind me, breathing into my ears. How is that physically possible? I'm sorry, Tia, he whimpered sadly, picking me up off the floor and gazing mutely into his eyes. I didn't mean to rut thee. I'm so contemptuous. I apologize. This is just so weird. You're so frickin' weird, you mean? I snaped whitely as he lay on the floor, so hot and crying with his shirt off his piffling body. I wanted to forgive him for calling me a vampire. Vampire! I'd heard that one before from preppy losers asking me if I sleep in a coffin and suck blood like let's sad, just because I like eyeliner and listen to Linkin Park, and making fun of me and trying to force me against the wall and make me plunger my crevices. But I didn't. I left him crying on the floor and went to find my class. As I entered math class, I suddenly drove to my box again, and as a flashing pain burned in my left hand as my birthmark glinted gold for a second. No joke. Then I fell over. Pain was suddenly gone, and some weirdo blonde freak called Eric was helping me up and staring at me like a pervo rapist. I kicked him in the shoulder. Kung Fu, baby! As he gazed longingly after me, in his frickin' dreams. I sat down in the back of the class, unable to think about anything but my weird encounter with Edward Cullen, wondering what it could all mean. And what do you think? Please R&R. Big shout out to my friend Abigail. Good luck for tomorrow. Did you see I put the man carrot thing in? Lamau! Also love to Tiffy and Rach, and Saki Baby, of course. Love you guys so much. XXX Becky Mac XX. Wow.